I've recently realised how important perspective is. How important it is to consider where you are and be grateful in the present moment. Because it's all about perspective. And this came across in a number of ways across the last week or so. But the first place that it started was me and my friends went to the Sidemen charity match. And I was sat there, and even though it was this like fun event and I was with my friends and it was brilliant, I had this like deep sense of like sadness that I was not on that level of like the people playing on the pitch. I've never got to that height or success or whatever it might be. And I mentioned it in a vlog that I did about that trip, and a lot of the comments were so nice. But a lot of them were sort of pointing out the fact that I don't need to do that, and I'm on my own different like level, or there was even people commenting like, oh, I'd much rather play with you boys than be on a Sidemen charity match. And not that it gave me that sort of ego boost, but it more so just put it into perspective of like, there's people who would love to be in my position. There is people who look at what I'm doing and think the exact same about how I feel about looking at people like the Sidemen and the people playing in that match. Like, it's all about perspective. It's a hard thing to do when life is very much sort of driven by the next win, the next success. It's like, I get sad if my videos are an 8 or 9 out of 10. My most recent main channel video was an 8 out of 10. It was the worst performing MXZ show video. But in a couple days it's got almost 10,000 views. And I remember a time where I was happy and excited to get 100 views, and I was jealous of people getting an average of like 1,000 views. And it's such a perspective thing, and it can be related to everything, you know. The amount of money that you get from a job, you might think, oh, I can't believe there's people on 25, 30, 40, 50 grand, and you might reach that level, and then you're like, oh, I can't believe there's people on 70, 100, 150, and this is a thing about perspective, and just being grateful for where you are and what you have, because there's always someone who would look at what you've got and the situation that you're in and would like dream of having what you have, like regardless of what it is, even down to the smallest thing of being in a house, having internet connection, having running water, heating, whatever it might be. There is people in the world who look to even the smallest things of that, and they're things that we overlook. But in terms of perspective and being grateful for everything, there's people who look to you like wishing and hoping for your position. And that's not to devalue sort of any like sad feelings or the depressive feelings that you might be feeling. There's something that I've struggled with quite a lot in my life, where I almost feel guilty for being down, or if I'm in like a sort of depressive episode, I feel almost guilty for it because I have such an amazing job, I have such a good set of friends, I'm financially stable-ish. Like, there's all these different factors, and it sometimes makes me feel like, sort yourself out. But you are allowed to feel these things. It just helps to put things in perspective and sit back and be grateful for what you have and the position that you're in. It's even like even perspective to the little issues. Like, sometimes a TikTok of mine doesn't do well, or it gets demonetized and I lose like 50, 60 quid, and that's enough to push me into like a rut, like a huffy rut that I'm just so annoyed. And then recently someone who I knew, sort of extended family, passed away, and while it didn't deeply affect me, there's people who it will have hit so hard and it will affect so badly. And so in that perspective, it's like, why are you getting sad? over a stupid TikTok not doing as well. Like, when you put it into the perspective and you start to practice gratitude in that way, life doesn't seem so bad. Like, genuinely, like, whatever situation you're in, whatever you're going through, it could genuinely always be worse. And you've just got to sort of sit and breathe and be thankful for what you've obtained, regardless of whether that is, you know, subscribers, viewers, whether that's money, whether that's just your financial situation. You know, going to the gym, a lot of people are like, oh, I gotta go to the gym. I goddamn hate it, but I know I need to do it. Some people would love the privilege of being able to afford a membership, or having a gym close by, or having the facilities to go and do that. It's a matter of perspective, and like I say, it's never going to be perfect. You're never going to be like, oh, well, nothing matters, because there's always someone worse off. Because you should always still validate your feelings. I've sort of contradicted myself a lot in this video, but it is a genuinely tough subject. So, like, comment down below what you think, because there is this fine balance between your feelings are valid. Whatever you feel, whether you feel sad, depressed, grieving, lonely, whatever it might be, it's still valid regardless of if someone is worse off. Like, you might feel like you're lonely because you've got no friends, but you might still have a loving family, but because you've got no friends, you perceive yourself as lonely. That's still okay to feel lonely, even if there are other people in the world who have no one. But sometimes it does help to put your feelings into perspective and make yourself realise that, you know, it might not be as bad as you think it is. And then just breathe and be grateful and be thankful. And it can help you to get yourself out of those ruts, out of those feelings. And again, I do want to stress, that's, if you are feeling those, please don't take this as me saying you're not allowed to. You shouldn't feel like that, because I've had that a lot within myself. I feel like I shouldn't be allowed to be down or depressed because I've got such a good job. Like, I sometimes complain about my job and about my work, and then I've got friends who are working like stupid hours in a job that they don't like, with loads of stress, and I just think, in comparison, mine is so easy and so nice, so why should I even have the thought to complain? So in the perspective of it, I am better, there's not what I meant to say. Like, I am in a better position is what I meant to say. But I don't know. I came into this video thinking that, you know, thinking about the topic of perspective is sort of a fix, or a way to sort of, you know, be grateful and thankful for what you've got and what you have, and it is. But the more I've also spoken this out loud, I'm thinking, you know, at the same time, your feelings are valid and you are allowed to feel whatever you want to feel. Like I say, there's a fine balance. So let me know in the comments what you think to that whole subject, because I don't know. I am clearly in two minds about it.